in Unity or call 948-5729.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
A fourth-generation family-owned business, Hammond Lumber Company is proud of two recent continuing traditions. For the 5th year in a row, Hammond was named one of the best places to work in Maine. And for the 3rd consecutive year, Hammond was selected as one of the best companies to work for by Business New Hampshire magazine. Find your opportunity to join the Hammond team at hammondlumber.com. Hammond Lumber Company, always striving to provide the best for their employees and their customers throughout Maine and New Hampshire.
Redington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Redington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com. Chase Toys Inc., where sales and service are full throttle. Chase Toys Inc. is your one-stop shop for Toro zero-turn mowers. Large inventory of Toro zero-turn mowers are now in stock. Visit them at chasetoysinc.com. Like them on Facebook. Stop into their Thorndike Road location in Unity or call 948-5729.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
A fourth-generation family-owned business, Hammond Lumber Company is proud of two recent continuing traditions. For the fifth year in a row, Hammond was named one of the best places to work in Maine. And for the third consecutive year, Hammond was selected as one of the best companies to work for by Business New Hampshire magazine. Find your opportunity to join the Hammond team at hammondlumber.com. Hammond Lumber Company, always striving to provide the best for their employees and their customers throughout Maine and New Hampshire.
Redington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Redington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle. with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com. Chase Toys Inc., where sales and service are full throttle. Chase Toys Inc. is your one-stop shop for Toro zero-turn mowers. Large inventory of Toro zero-turn mowers are now in stock. Visit them at chasetoysinc.com. Like them on Facebook. Stop into their Thorndike Road location in Unity or call 948-5729.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
A fourth-generation family-owned business, Hammond Lumber Company is proud of two recent continuing traditions. For the fifth year in a row, Hammond was named one of the best places to work in Maine. And for the third consecutive year, Hammond was selected as one of the best companies to work for by Business New Hampshire magazine. Find your opportunity to join the Hammond team at hammondlumber.com. Hammond Lumber Company, always striving to provide the best for their employees and their customers throughout Maine and New Hampshire.
Reddington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Reddington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com. Chase Toys Inc., where sales and service are full throttle. Chase Toys Inc. is your one-stop shop for Toro zero-turn mowers. Large inventory of Toro zero-turn mowers are now in stock. Visit them at chasetoysinc.com. Like them on Facebook. Stop into their Thorndike Road location in Unity or call 948-5729.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
A fourth-generation family-owned business, Hammond Lumber Company is proud of two recent continuing traditions. For the fifth year in a row, Hammond was named one of the best places to work in Maine. And for the third consecutive year, Hammond was selected as one of the best companies to work for by Business New Hampshire magazine. Find your opportunity to join the Hammond team at hammondlumber.com. Hammond Lumber Company, always striving to provide the best for their employees and their customers throughout Maine and New Hampshire.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Epic View Sports Network as we present Winslow Black Raider Baseball. My name is Scott Ballard, with you live from the Chase Toys Incorporated broadcasting booth at Nivison Diamond in beautiful Winslow, Maine. Today's game features the visiting 4-2 Lawrence Bulldogs and the 0-4 home team Black Raiders. Today's game is brought to you by Chase Toys, Thorndike Road in Unity, Dirigo Veterinary Care, 14 Commons Drive, Waterville, 810-2255. Hammond Lumber Company, online at hammondlumber.com. ES Bolos, experienced electrical and telecommunications contractor. Visit esbolos.com. Reddington Fairview Hospital, Central Maine Motors Auto Group, Northeast Analytical, China Road in Winslow, and Two Rivers Campground, Canaan Road in Skowhegan. As I mentioned, the Lawrence Bulldogs come into today's game with a 4-2 record, currently seeded 7th in Class B North, riding a 3-game win streak, including earlier this week a 9-0 decision over this very same Black Raider team on Monday. On Tuesday, senior Dawson Moore, right-handed pitcher, was very dominant, threw a no-hitter to lead the Bulldogs to a 4-0 victory over Oceanside. For the young Winslow Black Raiders, they are coming in today with a record of 0-4. 13 freshmen on this squad. Winslow is looking to rebuild under the direction of head coach Chris McInnes. Let's set your lineups for today's game. First for the Bulldogs, leading off, your pitcher, number 11, Trevor Pellerin. Batting second, your first baseman, Jack Pelletier, number 8. Hayden Lockhart in right field, number 27, batting third. Dawson Moore, the shortstop, batting fourth. Anthony Almeida at second base, number 3, batting fifth in the lineup today. Caleb Giroux playing center field, batting 6th. Number 1, Nolan Owens, third base, batting 7th. Cale Bolster in left field today, batting 8th. And rounding out the Bulldog lineup, the catcher Keenan McLean, number 14, batting 9th. Setting the defense for Winslow, left fielder Lane Farron, Brandon Rodricks in center, Cooper Ruthier Starkey in right. Isaac Bulger at third, Lucas Fisher at short, Jason Failer at second, Jacoby Bragdon at third doing the pitching today. Lefty Maxwell Cornforth and Mike Lubia doing the catching. Trevor Pellerin steps in and takes ball 1. Trevor will be doing the pitching for the Bulldogs today, the senior righty. Oh, hit him. Hit by the pitch. Trevor gingerly makes his way down to first base, and the Bulldogs have their leadoff batter on. That brings up Jack Pelletier. Jack's at first base today. The son of head coach Corey Pelletier, giving all kinds of signs down in the third base coaching box. Pretty good day for baseball. A little while ago when I arrived, it sprinkled a little bit. It was a little chilly, but right now we got the sun out. And it's not bad at all. Very little wind as Pelletier looks at ball 1. Pellerin leads off first. There's a strike on the outside part. Count evens up at 1-1 to Pelletier. A few dandelions on the field today. Adds a little color. Pelletier, line drive to second. Hard ground ball through, out into center field. Pellerin on his way to third. And Pelletier making good contact. Squirts by the second baseman, Jason Failer. We have runners at first and third for the Bulldogs. As Pellerin makes his way to third base, in steps the right fielder, number 27, Hayden Lockhart, batting third today in the lineup. Going forth, trying to work out of a first inning jam. There's a strike one, breaking ball in. 0-1 on Lockhart. We'll see what Coach Pelletier's got up his sleeve here. First and third, most likely Pelletier will be in motion. There he goes. Pitch inside for ball, no throw. Pelletier in the second with a stolen base. Bulldogs have runners at second and third with nobody out here in the first. Just a little bit outside. Count runs to 2-1 on Lockhart. Number to second. Failer up with it on the first for the out, and a run does score. Pellerin scores from third. So that will be an RBI for Lockhart on the force out 4-3. The Bulldogs draw first blood, 1-0 here in the top of the first. Into the box steps the hero of Tuesday's game, Dawson Moore, playing shortstop today. Again, Dawson threw a no-hitter against Oceanside on Tuesday in a dominant performance. Takes ball one here, 1-0 the count. Pelletier off third base. Cornforth's pitch, inside part of the plate for a strike. Count evens out at 1-1 to Dawson Moore. Just a little inside. 2-1. High and outside, 3-1 on Moore. The senior, Dawson Moore, playing shortstop today. And takes ball four here. And Moore trots down to first, so it'll be first and third again for the Bulldogs. In steps the second baseman today, Anthony Almeida, number 3. We'll see if the Bulldogs have something in motion here. They're not holding on Moore. Yes, they are now holding him on. We'll see what Coach Pelletier's got in mind. Ball went outside. Almeida, the junior second baseman today. Outstanding basketball player. Swing and a miss. And a throw down. Cut play. Throw it to the plate. They're going to have Pelletier easily. Good execution on the cut play by Winslow. As shortstop Lucas Fisher came in to cut the throw off to second. Fired out Pelletier at the plate. That goes 6-2 on the out there. Nice job by Winslow defensively on that. Good execution on that first and third defense. Nice curveball by Cornforth in for the strike. Count goes to 1-2 on Almeida. Dawson Moore is at second base now with a big lead. Swing and a miss. Ball gets loose. Throw to first, and the ball comes out, and safe at first on the drop third strike is Almeida. The throw was there in plenty of time, but it looks like Almeida made contact with the glove and knocked it out of the glove of first baseman Jacoby Bragdon. Chris McInnes is questioning whether there might have been some unnecessary contact on that play. He is satisfied with the explanation, though, and the runner does cross the plate. More scores on that. Hit by pitch on Almeida. Now steps in Caleb Giroux, the center fielder, number 9. Almeida gets his lead at first. Cornforth delivers. Ground ball to short. And we got the fielder's choice, 6-4 for the putout. And that's going to do it for the top of the first inning. Bulldogs come up with 2 and lead 2-0. Black Raiders coming up. Our instant replay today is brought to you by Dirigo Veterinary Care, intimate caring and cutting-edge facilities for all your pet care needs. Dirigo Veterinary Care, 14 Commons Drive in Waterville, right next door to Starbucks, or online at dirigovet.com. Epic View Studios has sponsorship space available for this broadcast. If you're looking to attract more customers, hire employees, or create awareness for your business, we can help. There are thousands of viewers just like you who watch sports here on Epic View Studios. Get your ad on TV. Call Brian at 207-631-8870, or you can email him at brian@epicviewstudios.com. He'd love to chat with you. Reddington Fairview General Hospital is a local independent critical access hospital providing quality comprehensive health care services. Located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan. Learn more at rfgh.net. Discover your next outdoor getaway at Two Rivers Campground, located along the scenic Kennebec River and Wessarunset Stream in Skowhegan. Adventure, relaxation, and great memories await. Start your journey at Two Rivers Campground. Visit us online or call 474-6482. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com. Senior righty Trevor Pellerin on the mound for the Bulldogs today, facing this young Black Raider lineup. Let's set the defense for the Bulldogs. Your left fielder today is Cale Bolster. Caleb Giroux in center. Hayden Lockhart will be in right. Around the infield, Nolan Owens at third. Dawson Moore's your shortstop. Anthony Almeida at second base. Jack Pelletier at first. Throwing the rubber today, Trevor Pellerin, and behind the dish, Keenan McLean. So the Bulldogs take a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the first. And to throw down, and we're ready for some action here in the bottom of the first. Mike Lubier will lead off. Got a pretty nice day for baseball. Temperature's not too bad at all here on early May. We're starting to get a little bit better weather here. Pellerin with his first pitch of the day is a strike on Lubier, the catcher, number 15. Don't see too many catchers leading off. Looks pretty athletic though. Pellerin deals. Number out in front. That's going to be trouble. That is going to be a base hit. A little number down the third baseline. Pellerin's probably wishing he might have let that go just to see if maybe it trickles foul, but that's a tough call. That's going to go as a hit for Lubier. You never know with these how the diamond's cut is, whether a ball like that's trickling will indeed eventually roll foul or not. I don't think even if he'd picked it up cleanly, he probably would have got the speedy Lubier, but it's a tough split-second decision. Lucas Fisher steps in. He's playing shortstop today. There's Lubier going. Nice throw by McLean, but it skips into, well, backed up by Dawson Moore. Safely into second with a stolen base is Lubier. Number 27, Lucas Fisher. Counts 1-0. Lubier's at second. Pellerin deals. Swing and a miss. Evens up the count at 1-1. Lawrence defense playing straight away. Maybe shading to pull just a little bit. And a pitch from Pellerin. Curveball. Strike two. Got that call. Looked like it might have been close to being high. We don't have the ABS here, though, to challenge, so we're just going to have to go with it. Ground ball to short. Moore bobbles, and everyone's going to be safe. And with that, with nobody out, the Black Raiders have a little something going here, first and third of their own. And here comes your pitcher, Cornforth. It's just kind of a rarity. You don't usually see a left-handed hitter that bats right-handed. You see it the other way a lot. Cornforth steps into the right-handed box against Pellerin. We have first and third for Winslow here in the bottom of the first. And the steal is on. The throw is high, goes into center field. And in to score is Lubier. And down to second goes Fisher. And Winslow answers the call. Their first run of the year against the Bulldogs. They got shut out by Lawrence on Monday in Fairfield. Counts 1-0 on the pitcher Cornforth. There's a strike from Pellerin to even the count at 1-1. So the Lawrence defense just a little shaky here to start the game. Pellerin throws to second, and it hits the runner Fisher. And that hurt a little bit. Hit him right in the flesh of the thigh. He'll have a little mark, a little bruise. Maybe a little stitch mark, who knows. Counts 1-1 on the pitcher Cornforth. Pellerin deals. Ground ball to short. More charges. And fires to first for the out. Advancing to third on the play is Fisher. Heads up base running. He saw it was a slow chopper. Recognized that he could get third on that. Heads up, made it to third base. So Winslow has a runner at third with only one out. And in steps Isaac Balger. Isaac's playing third base today. We got one out. 2-1 Lawrence. Pellerin gets ahead 0-1 to Balger. Pellerin's going to be around the plate. He throws strikes. He's not overpowering, but he will be around the plate all day. One misses up high and out just a little bit. 1-1 the count to Balger. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2. We have one out here in the first inning. Scott Ballard with you here from the Chase Toys Incorporated broadcasting booth, here with the outstanding cameraman technician, Gage Johnson. Nice curveball from Pellerin to get the backwards K on Balger. That was a really nice breaking ball from Pellerin. Kept it low. Nice sharp break. 2 down. Jason Failer, the second baseman, steps in. Winslow would really love to get this runner in from third. Pellerin gets ahead again 0-1. He's been getting ahead of the hitters. Coaches love that. 0-1 to the second baseman, Failer. Fisher dances off third. And a pitch from Pellerin. Just a little outside, 1-1. Slight breeze blowing from right to left. Swing and a miss. Jason Failer, the batter, 1-2 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, 2-1 Lawrence. And the 1-2 delivery from Pellerin. Chopper foul. The count will remain 1-2. Failer looking to get in the run here. Lucas Fisher on third, anxious to score and tie this thing up. Strike 3 called. Another nice breaking ball from Pellerin. And after 1 complete, the score is Lawrence 2, Winslow nothing. We will be right back.
Reddington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Reddington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net.
And we are back here at Winslow High School for the top of the second inning. Bulldogs leading 2-1. Left-hander Maxwell Cornforth finishes his warm-up tosses. And in Nolan Owens steps in to lead off the top of the second for the Bulldogs. Owens playing third base today. Sophomore. Son of the first base coach, Jevin Owens, who I coached many years ago at Lawrence High School. Called strike on the breaking ball. Owen won the count on Owens. Popped foul. There is room. Oh, just out of the outstretched arms of the catcher Lubier on the diving attempt. Good effort by Lubier. Owen stays alive. It is 0-2. On to the count on Owens here in the top of the second inning. Breaking ball just misses outside. Count 1-2. It was a nice 0-2 delivery from the lefty Cornforth. Popped up. And the play, it was dropped. First baseman Bragdon seemed to be camped under it, but maybe lost it a little bit in this afternoon sky here in Winslow. And that puts Owens at first base. And steps the left fielder, number 10, Cale Bolster. Cale also a sophomore. Pitch a little bit outside. Count goes to 1-0 on Bolster. Owens takes his lead at first. Throw to first. Always have to be wary of those lefty moves. To shorten up the lead over there a little bit till they get the feel for the pitcher Cornforth's move. That one's a little outside. It's going to be 2-0 on Bolster. Cornforth's delivery. Line foul. Way ahead of it was Bolster. Ended up down by the visiting bullpen. 2-1 the count on the left fielder Bolster. Winslow infield at double play depth. Pitch is high and outside. 3-1 the count. Bolster will be looking for his perfect pitch right here. And that's outside for ball 4. And the Bulldogs have a little something cooking here in the top of the second. Runners at first and second, nobody out. And that's going to bring up the 9-hitter, your catcher, number 14, Keenan McLean. We'll see what Coach Pelletier's got in mind here. I have seen McLean bunt a few times this year, so we'll see how that unfolds. Coach Pelletier does like to be aggressive. Not bunting. Takes a pitch that must have been just a little bit high. 1-0. Oh, hit by the pitch. Right in the square of the back. So hit by the pitch is McLean. That's going to load him up for the top of the order. Pellerman, who would love to help his own cause here today. So the base is full of Bulldogs with nobody out here in the top of the second. Want to know on Pellerman, pitch sails outside. I imagine Trevor will be pretty selective here. Well, as I say that, he swings, and that might drop. It does. Drops down in front of the center fielder. Brandon Roderick gets the ball in. One run will score. In to score is Owens on the line drive single by Trevor Pellerman. And the Bulldogs go up 3-1. Pelletier looking to keep the rally going. He steps in. Reached on an error in the first. Son of the coach. Just a bit outside. Nice job by Lubier to prevent that from going to the backstop. Let's see, Lubier is a good athlete. Quick back there. Outside again. Seems to be where Cornforth's having his issues. He has missed outside fairly consistently. And the 2-0 delivery right down the middle for a strike. 2-1. Pelletier was taking all the way on that one. And that misses outside again. 3-1 on Pelletier, who will be looking to tee it up here. Pelletier's a good hitter. He won't get a chance to hit this time, though. That is ball 4. In trots Bolster with the 4th Bulldog run. In steps Hayden Lockhart, grounded out to second base in the first inning. Base is still loaded. Nobody out here in the second. Pitch taken for a ball. 1-0 on Lockhart. Well, I'm not sure where that one missed, but evidently it did. 2-0. Pitcher Cornforth is questioning whether it was up a little bit. Not sure of the response, but there's a drive to left center field, fairly deep, and it falls in the left center field gap and plugs. In comes McLean. Right behind him is Pellerin. And the Bulldogs get 2 more on the double by Hayden Lockhart to left center field. Nice piece of hitting by Lockhart. And Coach McInnes coming to the mound to discuss things with Cornforth. Looks like he's going to make a change. Cornforth not thrilled with that idea, but he is begrudgingly going to get a different glove. See what Chris McInnes has in mind here. So the Bulldogs take the 6-1 lead here in the top of the second. Still nobody out. See if we can get these changes for you. In the meantime, I'll remind you the instant replay today is brought to you by Deergo Veterinary Care, intimate caring and cutting-edge facilities for all your pet care needs. Deergo Veterinary Care, 14 Commons Drive in Waterville, right next to Starbucks, or online at deergovet.com. And number 19 is our new pitcher, and I do have a roster here somewhere. But unfortunately, number 19 is not on it. So, okay. Oh, that's it? Okay. Jacoby Bragdon on to pitch. Oh, yeah, there he is. So we're just switching positions, just a positional switch, first base and pitcher. So Cornforth, the pitcher, will go over to first base. And Jacoby Bragdon on to pitch for Winslow. Here with nobody out in the top of the second. Bragdon, the lefty, taking his warm-up tosses. Bulldogs have runners at second, third after the two-run double by Lockhart. Shortstop number 5, Dawson Moore, steps into the box. Dawson walked in the first inning, looking to keep the rally going for the Bulldogs. A strike from Bragdon. Count goes to 0-1 on Moore. Lockhart off second, Pelletier off third. Bragdon kicks in, deals. Fly ball to left, fairly well hit. Definitely deep enough to get the run in. Play is made in left field. Lane Farron with the catch. Tagging and scoring is Pelletier, and tagging and going to third is Lockhart. So a sacrifice fly for Dawson Moore to bring the 7th run in. Lockhart over to third, and in steps Anthony Almeida, the second baseman. Pitch low, squirts away, and in comes Lockhart. Lockhart scores from third on the wild pitch. Lubio did everything he could to block that one. It just got away. And Lockhart scores the 8th Bulldog run. Base is empty. One out here in the second. On this Friday afternoon. Winslow High School. Pitch sails high and away. 2-0 on Almeida. Almeida was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Bragdon deals. Outside, 3-0. See what Coach Pelletier has in mind for Almeida. Almeida looking down as if, please, green light. We'll see. Ball 4. So Almeida's on for the second time today. Caleb Giroux steps in. Caleb's playing center field today. We got one out. Almeida at first. Bragdon kicks and deals. A little bit outside. Want to know the count to Giroux. Giroux also a sophomore. Multiple sophomores starting for the Bulldogs today. Multiple freshmen starting for Winslow. Some pretty young squads out there competing today. Foul tip at the plate. 1-1 the count on Giroux. Popped up. Third baseman Balger underneath it and makes the play for the second out. So Giroux pops out to third. And the Bulldogs will bat around here. Nolan Owens, who led off this inning, reaching on an error, steps in for the second time this inning to see if he can do a little more damage for the Bulldogs. Oh, a little ground ball to second. The vacated position, because on the move was Almeida, and there was nobody there to field that number. And that is going to be a base hit for Owens. And the Bulldogs have runners at first and third. A hit and run. Just a little hit and run action from the Bulldogs. Executed very well. Nolan Owens, also a sophomore, did a nice job getting the ball in play, especially to the right side, which is what you really want. First and third here. Swing and a miss from the left fielder, Cale Bolster, who walked in the second. This inning, actually, yes. Swing and a foul. Sneaks by the on-deck batter, Keenan McLean. Count quickly 0-2 on Bolster. First and third, 2 down. 8-1 Bulldogs here in the second. Swing and a miss. And Bragdon ends the inning with a strikeout. Cale Bolster goes down on strikes. So a productive inning for the Bulldogs, scoring 6 runs here in the top of the second to take the 8-1 lead into the bottom of the second. We'll see if the Black Raiders can answer. And one thing as a coach with Coach Pelletier, I'm sure feels very good about it. You get a big lead, you want somebody on the mound who's going to throw strikes and not put guys on base. And that's for Trevor Pellerin to a T. He throws strikes. He's not overpowering, but he will be right around the plate, and that's what you want with a big lead. Let your defense do the work. For the Black Raiders, they'll have Bragdon, Ruthier, Starkey, and Roderick coming up. Trying to chip away at this 8-1 Bulldog lead here on what is now becoming a little bit more of an overcast afternoon here in Winslow. You just never know this time of year. You just never know. And this year in particular has been interesting. Talking to some friends the other day, we basically have been somewhat cold for almost 7 months straight. Oh, so Gage Johnson, our outstanding cameraman technician, tells me there is a frost advisory tonight. Just what I wanted to hear. It's May 8th. Doesn't Mother Nature know that? We have had a couple decent days lately. I can't complain too much, but somehow I do still complain quite a bit about it, though. I really shouldn't. Not much I can do about it. But as I get older, those cold days, tiresome. Bragdon steps in against Pellerin here in the bottom of the second. Pitch low and inside, ball 1 to Bragdon. That's up and away. So right after I sang the praises of Trevor Pellerin throwing nothing but strikes with a big lead, he runs the count to 2-0 to Bragdon. See what he has here. Kicks and deals. That's inside. It's going to be ball 3 to Bragdon. See if Pellerin can battle back here. Bragdon, the lefty. Head 3-0. Pellerin kicks and deals. There's a strike. Bragdon had the green light, 3-0. Not sure Coach McGinnis is thrilled with that swing. 3-1. Fouled off. Evens up to count 3-2. And there's going to be growing pains with a young team. They're getting thrown into the fire and learning a lot this year for sure. It'll pay off in the end. There's a fly ball to center field. That may drop, and it does in front of Giroux, the center fielder. And Bragdon on with the leadoff hit. Nice job by Bragdon getting the bat on the ball and hitting them where they ain't, as Willie Keeler said many, many years ago. We have a leadoff single for Winslow. Again, trying to answer the call after the Bulldogs scored 6 in the top of the inning. And steps number 28, Cooper Ruthier Starkey. Cooper is your right fielder today. Pellerin delivers. There's a strike. 0-1 the count. Bragdon off first. Pellerin kicks and deals. Popped up right in front of the plate. Oh, dropped by McLean, but the throw down to second. They get the force. So the force goes 2-6, and Bragdon is erased. And Cooper Ruthier Starkey on first with a fielder's choice. So the thing that McLean did not do properly there, he was in good position. He took charge, but he really needs to put his back to the infield on that kind of play because the ball does tend to spin away from you. But a good effort. Strike one on Brandon Roderick, the center fielder. Those are tough. Those pop-ups straight up over your head for a catcher are a tough play. And McLean does a nice job behind the dish. That one just escaped him a little bit. No harm, no foul, though, as they got the force. That's a ball to Roderick. Count goes to 1-1. Up high a little bit. The run is going. Nice throw by McLean, but a big jump from Ruthier Starkey, and he is into second with a stolen base. One out here in the bottom of the second. Runner at second base is Ruthier Starkey. Roderick with a 1-2 count. 2-1 count. Roderick is the center fielder today. In for a strike, 2-2. The count on Roderick. Nice piece by Roderick over the head of the center fielder, Giroux. And here comes Ruthier Starkey trying to score from second. The throw from Moore in and safe at the plate. Ruthier Starkey, nice hit by Brandon Roderick over the head of center fielder Caleb Giroux. Knocks in the second Winslow Black Raider run. Nice piece of hitting. That makes it 8-2 here in the bottom of the second. One down. Number 9 hit Elaine Farron. The left fielder steps in. Swing and a miss. Brandon Roderick off second base after the double, the RBI double. Ooh, almost called that one a strike. Out just a little bit outside, maybe a high just a little bit. Evens up the count 1-1. Little number out in front of the plate. Pellerin almost makes the catch and then loses his glove in the process. Pellerin smiling a little bit because he knows how that probably looked, but it happens. So we're going to call that a base hit because really it was a tough play. Pellerin had to charge in and sort of lunge for it a little bit. In the process, he tumbled and the glove came flying off. So a rather unique play. But that does go as a single, and now Winslow has runners at first and third, still with only one out here in the bottom of the second, and we're back to the top of the order. Lubier steps in. It's been an eventful game so far, I will say that for sure. That's ball one. Has been entertaining here in Winslow this afternoon. Long look from Pellerin, steps off, thinking maybe the Black Raiders have some sort of first and third play on. Hard to say, down 6, you don't want to take too many chances, but you also want to be aggressive. Farron held on by Pelletier at first base. Roderick at third. Foul ball off the bat of Lubier. Count goes to 1-1 on Lubier, the catcher. Pellerin kicks and delivers. Line drive to right center field. That's over the head of Almeida, in for a hit. In to score is Roderick. And a base hit for Lubier, driving in Roderick from third base, and Winslow is back on the board. 8-3 Bulldogs now on the single from Lubier. Nice piece of hitting again. Winslow showing some signs of life here in the bottom of the second, doing a nice job at the plate and some good base running to boot. Lucas Fisher steps in, reached on an error in the first inning. Lucas Fisher, the shortstop. That's a ball outside. Still only one out here, first and second. Runners for Winslow. Counts 1-0 on Lucas Fisher. Pelletier playing for a potential bunt here, which I wouldn't think would happen. There's a strike. We'll see if Pelletier backs up now. Count goes to 1-1 on Fisher. Pelletier still up at first. Pellerin whirls and throws to second on the pickoff attempt. Back safely is Farron. Count 1-1 on Fisher. Pellerin to line drive to left field. There's another base hit under the glove of Bolster in left. And here comes Farron in to score for Winslow. The throw goes to third. Lubier safely in the third. And with a single and an error, Fisher heads up base running and takes second base. And Winslow answering the bell here in the bottom of the second. Bolster charging that ball, just had to sneak under his glove, allowing Farron to score easily on that play. So Winslow, a little rally of their own here in the second. Now had a total of 9 runs scored here in the second inning. Assistant coach Javin Owens out to the mound to have a chat with Pellerin. Right now Winslow seeing the ball very well and making good contact. We've had some good contact in this inning. Hard hit balls. So some sage advice from Coach Owens, and now Pellerin's ready to go back to work. Winslow has runners at second and third. Still only one out. Ground ball to short. Charged by Moore. Throws on the first. Picked by Pelletier. Nice play for the out. Getting Cornforth 6-3 for the second time this game. But the run does score. And that makes the score 8-5. So Lubier comes home from third. 8-5, bottom of the second, 2 down now. In steps Isaac Balger. Pellerin delivers. Got the call, outside part of the plate. 0-1 on Balger. Balger struck out looking in the first inning. Winslow would love to get this 6th run in. Keep the thread going. That's a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Balger. Pellerin kicks in, deals the 0-2 delivery. Swinging a foul straight back up this way. Feel the air getting a little bit cooler. My monitor still says 57 degrees. I'm not sure if that's true. It probably is, but we got a little breeze kicking in here. It's starting to cool things off a little bit, which is definitely not unusual for... Oh, nice curveball by Pellerin for the called strike 3. But Winslow comes back with 4 runs of its own here in the bottom of the second. And after 2 completed is Lawrence 8, Winslow 5, and we will be right back.
Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207 358 4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
And we are back here. Winslow High School. Heading into the top of the third inning. Lawrence holding an 8-5 lead in what has been an extremely eventful game here thus far. We'll see if the shenanigans continue here. A lot of runs, a lot of hits. Winslow made great contact there in the bottom of the second to answer the Bulldog rally in the top of the second. So nice job by Winslow clawing their way back into this thing. We'll see if left-hander Jacoby Bragdon can hold the Bulldogs and check here and get the Winslow Black Raiders back up to bat to try to even this thing back out. Finishes his warm-up tosses, throw down to second, sails into center field. Brandon Roderick returns that to the infield, and here we go, bottom of the order, Keenan McLean leading off here in the top of the third. McLean was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Winslow defense straight away for McLean. McLean doing the catching today. There's a strike from Bragdon. 0-1 the count. A little number just by the pitcher, Bragdon, picked up by the shortstop, fires to first and got him. Nice play. Lucas Fisher charging, makes a good strong throw to first to get McLean for the first out. And we're back to the top of the order. Trevor Pellerin, the pitcher. Trevor was hit by a pitch and then singled in the second. Scored 2 runs today. We got one out here in the top of the third. One's outside. Breaking ball that started out a little too far. Lefty Jacoby Bragdon kicks and deals. That one's in the dirt. For ball 2 on Pellerin. Bragdon's delivery. Foul to the right side. That's going to be, actually, it was pretty darn close to being fair. But foul by about 3 feet. 2-1 the count on Pellerin. Good hustle by the first baseman. Max Cornforth. 2-1 on Pellerin. One out here in the top of the third. Ball must have been just a little bit high. Didn't miss by much. Count goes to 3-1 on Pellerin. Foul back to even it out. 3-2. Pace this game's going. They're going to wish they had lights here at Nivison Diamond, but thankfully we have daylight till, I don't know, maybe 7:30ish these days. Hopefully we don't need all that daylight. Ball 4 to Pellerin. Pellerin's on for the third time. We're going to have a mound visit. Looks like we might have a new pitcher coming in. And we do. We'll see how this all unfolds. We got one out here in the top of the third. Pellerin on first base, and it looks like number 27. That is Lucas Fisher, who was at short, is now on to pitch. So the shortstop Fisher on to pitch here in the third. And it looks like we have number 4 coming into the game. That's Braden Melvin. We'll see exactly what positions they all head out to here. Bulldogs will be seeing a little more velocity from Fisher here than they saw from Bragdon. Bragdon did a nice job, though, throwing strikes. Nice curveball on the warm-up toss there from Fisher. Fisher's a good-looking athlete. I see the changeup here. Definite temperature drop here with a little bit of breeze picking up. You always come to a baseball game, no matter what the weather's like this time of year. Always come prepared for pretty much anything. You're going to see sun, you're going to see clouds, you might see some rain. You might be hot, you might be cold. You always have to be prepared. See a little bit of everything here in Maine. Warm-up toss is complete. So Bragdon moves to left. Now in left field. Braden Melvin takes over at second base for the Black Raiders. Pitch to Pelletier inside, just missing, ducking out of the way is Pelletier. The count goes to 1-0. We have one out here in the top of the third inning. Trevor Pellerin at first base. Pitch just a little outside. The count goes to 2-0. Back when I was coaching back in the 90s and even into the 2000s, anytime a pitcher, when the day's a little bit cold, got on base, we always ran a jacket out to him. You don't see that anymore, but that was always a common practice. That you could take a coat out, a jacket, a team jacket out to your base runner if it was a pitcher. Chopper to third, just foul. Makes the count 2-1 on Pelletier. Balger, nice job on the backhand there, just foul by a few feet. 2-1 the count. I haven't seen a pitcher put a jacket on as a base runner in years now, but it used to be, like I said, common practice. Nice curveball in for the strike. Buckled Pelletier a little bit on that one. Nice pitch by Fisher to even the count out 2-2. We'll see if Coach Pellerin has any ideas of Pellerin stealing second. Trevor Pellerin, the son of Lawrence basketball coach Jason Pellerin, and he is going. A fly ball deep left center field. And that's going to be over the head and off in the warning track. Pelletier with a deep drive to left center field, and in all the way from first base is Pellerin to score the Bulldogs' 9th run. And Pelletier with a deep shot to left center field for the RBI double. And I have just royally messed up my scorebook, so I'm going to scribble that out and fix that real quick as Hayden Lockhart waits patiently. There's a double there. Okay, we have fixed it. Lockhart grounded to second and doubled. 1 for 2 on the day. Pelletier on second base after the RBI double. We have one out here in the top of the third. 9-5 Bulldogs. There's another hard hit ball to left center field. Drops in front of the left fielder, Bragdon. In comes Pelletier. Throw to the plate, not in time. Pelletier slides in safely, and on the throw, Lockhart takes second. RBI single. And advancing on the throw, Lockhart. And the Bulldogs break into double digits. Doubling up Winslow 10-5 here in the top of the third. Dawson Moore steps in. Dawson walked and flew to left. Pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Bulldogs looking for more here in the third. From Moore, the batter. Fisher fakes the throw to second. Keep Hayden Lockhart in check. Count is 1-0 on Dawson Moore, who again pitched a no-hitter on Tuesday against Oceanside. Was pretty dominant. Swing and a miss there. 1-1 the count. There's been some hard hit balls in this game. A lot of line drives. Foul ball, 1-2 the count to Moore. Looking to stay alive here. Once again, it has been a very eventful game here at Nivison Diamond. Foul back. Dawson stays alive. Count remains 1-2. Fisher with the 1-2 delivery. Strike three call. Nice pitch. Right at the knees, outside part of the plate. Froze Dawson Moore for strike number 3. 2 outs. That brings up Almeida. Anthony was hit by a pitch and walked. No official plate appearances yet, but he's been on base a couple times. Almeida looking to drive in Lockhart from second. Takes a ball outside and high. 1-0. Foul off to the right side. Out of reach. First baseman Cornforth giving chase. Couldn't quite get there. Count goes to 1-1 on Almeida. Two outs here in the top of the third. 10-5 Lawrence. Nice curveball from Fisher to make the count go to 1-2. So Bulldogs come into this game riding a 3-game winning streak, 4-2 on the season, ranked currently 7th in Class B North. Swinging a little number foul. Almeida stays alive. Count remains 1-2. The on deck batter, Caleb Giroux. Retrieves that, fires it back to Fisher, and we're awaiting the 1-2 delivery. Almeida fighting to stay alive here. Wind has been consistently blowing from right to left all day long. Line drive up the middle. Nice play by the second baseman. He does not have a play, however. Nice job saving the run, though. Melvin saved a run on that for sure with the diving, sprawling stop. Caleb Giroux steps in after the Almeida single. Bulldogs have runners at first and third with 2 outs. Giroux has popped to third base his last at bat. Stands in here with 2 outs. Chopper to third, just foul. Lockhart dances out of the way. Lockhart was smartly in foul territory for his lead. Giroux just a little bit ahead of that one. Count goes to 0-1. Bulldogs looking to extend their 5-run lead here in the third. Ground ball to second. Crazy hop. Melvin on the first. Got him. Nice play by Melvin. Close play at first. Giroux thought he may have been safe, but he was indeed out. Very close play, though. Nice job by Melvin. And Giroux is out 4-3 to end the top of the third. Lawrence picks up 2 more. And after 2.5 innings, your score is 10-5. So I'm remembering many years ago, and I coached baseball here at Lawrence High School, and we played here at Winslow one day in an exhibition game, just a preseason game. It was cold, probably a little colder than this. It was April still. And I was in the third base coaching box, and I saw my wife walking down the road to the game. I'm like, what is she doing here? It's way too cold for her to come to a preseason game. And she walked over. I was coaching third base. She leaned up against the fence and told me to come over and talk to her for a second. And it was at that moment she announced that she was pregnant with our second child, which certainly was quite an exciting moment in our lives. 26 years later, my son Braden is an engineer at Survey Steel in Augusta. Seems like yesterday, 27 years ago. Pellerin takes his warm-up tosses here as we head to the bottom of the third. Winslow will be sending Failer, Bragdon, and Ruthier Starkey to the plate. Again, Scott Ballard here with you today, the Chase Toys Incorporated broadcasting booth, here with Gage Johnson. In steps Failer, struck out looking in the first as we head to the bottom of the third inning. I remember that cold April day, and after the game, Winslow, I want to say, beat us in a close one, and I told my kids that my wife had come and told me she was pregnant, and they celebrated by dumping the ice bucket on my head. I'm sure the crowd was wondering why, after a loss in a preseason game, my kids would be celebrating like that, but that was the reason. Ball outside, 2-0 on Failer. A cold but joyous short bus ride home back to Lawrence for me that day after the ice water started to settle in. There's a strike from Pellerin, 2-1 to count. High foul ball. Way ahead of it is Failer. 2-2 the count. Pellerin going into his third inning of work. 10-5 Lawrence. Comes the sun back out a little bit. The wind's picking up though. There's a flag is straight out, blowing right to left. Swing and a miss. Nice curveball by Pellerin. Dispatches a Failer here to lead off the third. 1 out. Bulldogs fired around the horn as Jacoby Bragdon steps in. Bragdon singled earlier to center field. Want to know the count as Pellerin misses with his first delivery. Bragdon, left-handed hitter, awaits Pellerin's pitch. Just inside. 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2-1 on Bragdon. Bragdon's in left field now. Line drive to left. Another hit for Bragdon. Nice piece of hitting. Going with the pitch, lining it to left field, and Bragdon has his second hit. He's 2 for 2 on the day. Cooper Ruthier Starkey, the right fielder, steps in. 1 out. Bragdon at first base. And the delivery, strike right down the middle. 0-1 the count. You can feel it straight away and a double play depth. You don't see too many double plays in high school baseball, but on occasion, that first out is the most important one. The count goes to 0-2 on Ruthier Starkey. Ooh, got to call. Pellerin did on a pitch that may have been a little bit outside, but he got to call. Maybe a little too close to take. Brandon Roderick doubled in his first at bat in the second. We have 2 down. Jacoby Bragdon at first base. Brandon Roderick hit a double to center field over the center fielder's head earlier in the second inning. Nice piece of hitting. Pellerin firing strikes here. Gets ahead 0-1 to Roderick. Nice curveball from Pellerin. Quickly ahead 0-2. Coach Pelletier is certainly happy to see Pellerman firing strikes with a 5-run lead here in the third. 1-2 the count on Roderick. Pellerman with 5 strikeouts on the day thus far. Make that 6. Roderick goes down looking to end the third. 1 hit, no runs for Winslow in the bottom of the third, and after 3 complete, your score is Lawrence 10, Winslow 5, and we will be right back.
Chase Toys Inc., where sales and service are full throttle. Chase Toys Inc. is your one-stop shop for Toro zero-turn mowers. Large inventory of Toro zero-turn mowers are now in stock. Visit them at chasetoysinc.com. Like them on Facebook. Stop into their Thorndike Road location in Unity or call 948-5729.
Welcome back to Nivison Diamond here in Winslow, Maine at Winslow High School. We're heading to the fourth. Lawrence holds a 10-5 lead. Lucas Fisher finishes his warm-up tosses. Lubia fires down to second, and here we go with the top of the fourth. Leading off for Lawrence, Nolan Owens. Nolan reached on an error and singled so far today. Seen Lawrence play a few times. I've been impressed with Owens. He's only a sophomore. Does a nice job at the plate end. A very good job defensively. Right on cue. Nice line drive up the middle for a base hit for Owens. And Owens with a leadoff single. Nice piece of hitting. We've seen a lot of hard hit balls here today. Not surprising, Owens is a good player. His father was certainly a good one, and as was his Uncle Jake. His Uncle Jake happened to build my house, my wife and I's house, a few years ago. Talented family, the Owens family. In steps Cale Bolster. Cale has walked and struck out today. Pitched low in the dirt. We're in the top of the fourth. We have a runner at first base. Nobody out. Owens the runner. Sophomore Cale Bolster, the left fielder. In the box. 1-0 count. Delivery from Fisher. That's a strike. Nice pitch. 1-1. Big lead for Owens at first. I would not be surprised if he threw over, and he did. That was a big lead. Owens dives back in safely. Owens just has good baseball instincts. Like I said, I've seen him play a few times now. You can tell he's just a good ball player. He has the instincts like his father and uncle did back in the day. There's a line drive for Bolster. Base hit to center. Ball gets by the center fielder, Roderick, into third, and held at third by Coach Pelletier. Looked like for a second he was going to wave him in. So over to third scampers Owens into second. The single and an error for Bolster. Nice line drive by Bolster. Again, we've had some ringing hits here today in Winslow. And as I said earlier, a very entertaining game so far. It has not been a quick one, but it has been very entertaining. In steps McLean, the catcher. He's hit by a pitch and grounded to short. Takes strike one. Bulldogs with runners at second and third. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth. On a mixed bag kind of day, we'll call it here in Winslow. Here in early May. Wind has been fairly consistent It's a strike to McLean. 0-2. McLean looking to get in a run here. Little chopper to first. Play at the plate. Safe as the ball squirts away. Ground ball to first. First baseman opts to go home. Corn fourth. And the ball just squirted away. So in safely is Owens with the 11th Bulldog run. Bolster over to third. And safely into first. On the fielder's choice is McLean. And here is your leadoff hitter and pitcher, Trevor Pellerin. He has singled, got hit by a pitch, walked and walked again. Strike one here. A little defensive indifference there as McLean takes second base. So runners again at second, third. Still nobody out here in the fourth inning. Curveball, nice one from Fisher. And Pellerin ducking out of the way as it broke over the plate. 0-2 the count. Ball, pitch gets away. And in safely is Bolster on the pass ball. So Bolster in the score. Over to third goes McLean. And that makes your score Lawrence 12 and Winslow 5. One and two on Pellerin. McLean at third base. Still nobody out. Pellerin ducking out of the way of the curveball that didn't really break a whole lot. Fisher's done a nice job, though. He's got some good stuff. He's a little bit outside. Count goes full on Pellerin. Pellerin, the pitcher today. Full count. Looking to drive in Keenan McLean from third base. Left side of the infield's in. That's ball 4. Pellerin has walked for the third time today. Jack Pelletier swinging a good bat lately. Steps into the box. Runners at first and third, nobody out. Fisher's pitch. Up high for a ball. The throw got away from Lubier. It looks like he wasn't certain what was going to happen there. First and third play. And looks like he tried to hang on to it and second guess his throw. And it sort of slipped away and rolled to the second baseman. In safely to second goes Pellerin with the stolen base. And the count is 1-0 on Pelletier. Runners at second, third. Nobody out here in the fourth. Again, Scott Ballard coming to you from the Chase Toys Incorporated broadcasting booth here in Winslow. That pitch didn't miss by much, but it did miss. It is 2-0 to Pelletier. Winslow's defense straight away for Pelletier. Strike one there, 2-1. Looks like the corners are going to go for. Middle infield looks like they're going to be satisfied to get the out at first. Outfield playing deep for Pelletier. Strike two. As well they might. He's made some really good contact lately. Hit a bomb last time up to left center field. To the base of the fence. 2-2 the count. Ground ball up the middle. Kicks off the mound to the shortstop. Fires to first. Out at first. Nice play to get the out. 6-3. But the run does score. McLean comes in to score. So that it is an RBI for Pelletier. And we have one out. Pellerin on his way to third on that. Makes it in easily. So we have a runner at third base. One out. here in the top of the fourth for the Bulldogs. Hayden Lockhart steps in, takes a strike. Hayden's had a good day, grounded to second, but then doubled and then singled in his next two at-bats. He scored a run. Ground ball to short. Pellerman's going to score on that one. Throw to first, not in time. Hayden Lockhart runs well. And that ball was slow hit. We're going to give that a single. That's the third hit of the day for Lockhart. Pellerin in to score. 14-5 Lawrence. The runner at first, 1 out. There's a strike to Moore. Again, a speedy Lockhart at first base. Up by 9. We'll see if Coach Pelletier wants to push it. Appears not. Swing and a miss from Moore. That's 0-2 the count. Big lead for Lockhart. Pitch in the dirt. Nice job by Lubier blocking it. 1-2. So this young Black Raider team looking for their first win on the season, while the Bulldogs are looking to go 5-2. Work their way up in the Class B North standings. Currently 7th. A lot of season left. Game number 6 in the books for the Bulldogs. Game number 4 in the books for Winslow. 16-game season, so we got a ways to go. Ball outside. 2-2 the count on Moore. Moore the shortstop today for the Bulldogs. Lockhart at first, being held on by Cornforth, first baseman. Swing and a miss. That is strike 3 on Moore. And Moore goes down for the second time today on strikes. 2 down. Anthony Almeida steps in. He has walked, singled, and got hit by a pitch today. Throw to first by Fisher, just to keep Lockhart honest over there. Be a challenge today to figure out our player of the game and our play of the game. There's been a lot of action. Foul off the foot of Almeida. Those hurt. Almeida gingerly walking it off. Count goes to 0-1. Particularly pleasant when it goes right off that bone. Right at the ankle. 0-1 to Almeida. Fisher's pitch. Inside. 1-1. 2 down here in the top of the fourth. Hayden Lockhart at first base for the Bulldogs. Ball in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Lubier. Lubier's had a busy day back there. Blocked a lot of balls. Doing a nice job. He needs a moment to collect himself. Umpire grants time. Takes a special breed to be a catcher. It's not easy. We have a score in the Lawrence-Winslow softball game. It's the bottom of the 5th. Lawrence up 6-5. Looks like Winslow does have the bases loaded with 2 outs. Try to give you another update a little bit later. Swinging a foul by Almeida. That makes it 2-2. Lockhart was off on that pitch. We'll see if Coach Pelletier keeps that going. 2-2 the count. 2 outs, top of the 4th. So good one in the softball game over behind us. 6-5 Lawrence currently. Strike three to Almeida looking. And the Bulldogs do come up with 4. And after your 3.5 innings, your score is Lawrence 14, Winslow 5. Today's game is being brought to you by Chase Toys, Thorndike Road in Unity. Diego Veterinary Care, 14 Commons Drive, Waterville, 810-2255. Hammond Lumber Company, online at hammondlumber.com. ES Bulos, experienced electrical and telecommunications contractors. Visit esbulos.com. Reddington Fairview General Hospital, Central Maine Motors Auto Group, Northeast Analytical, China Road in Winslow, and Two Rivers Campground and Canaan Road in Skowhegan. Instant replay today brought to you by Diego Veterinary Care, intimate, caring, and cutting-edge facilities for all your pet care needs. Diego Veterinary Care, 14 Commons Drive, Waterville, right next to the Starbucks, or online at diegovet.com. Epic View Studios has sponsorship space available for this broadcast. If you're looking to attract more customers, hire employees, or create awareness for your business, we can help you. There are thousands of viewers just like you who watch sports here on Epic View Studio. Get your ad on TV. Call Brian at 207-631-8870, or you can email him at brian@epicviewstudios.com. I'm going to go here to the bottom of the 4th. 14-5 Lawrence.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Black Raiders, second baseman number 4, Braden Melvin.
Braden Melvin gets his first at bat of the day here to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Second baseman. Pellerin into his 4th inning of work. Pellerin kicks and deals. Melvin hits it into right field. It could be trouble. Nice play. Right fielder Lockhart coming in to make the catch. Running catch by Lockhart for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th. Nice play. We've got a lot of candidates for play of the game and player of the game today. We might have like a 6 or 7-way tie, huh, Gage? We'll see. Ball to right field, just down the line, and that is a fair ball. That one's fair. Great effort by Lockhart. But Lubier into second with a stand-up double. And Lubier's excellent day continues. He is now 3 for 3 on the day.
Pitcher number 27, Lucas Fisher.
Lubier's been impressive today. He has singled twice, now doubled, scored twice. Lucas Fisher, the pitcher, steps in. One out here in the bottom of the 4th. Ground ball to short. Lubier on to third. Fire over by Moore. Gets him at first base. Nice play by Dawson Moore. Over to third goes Lubier. Lubier at third base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. First baseman Lucas Cornforth. Excuse me, Maxwell Cornforth. I don't know why I want to call him Lucas. Maybe somebody in my past was named that. Nice curveball. Hit in the air to left field. Bolster camps underneath it. Puts it away for the 3rd out. Quick inning for Pellerin here in the 4th. We had the double from Lubier. Pellerin only faced 4. And after 4 complete, your score is Lawrence 14, Winslow 5. And we will be right back.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough,
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
We are back. Scott Ballard coming to you from the Chase Toys Incorporated broadcasting booth, along with Gage Johnson. Happy to bring you this game here today from Nivison Diamond in Winslow. Lawrence holds a 14-5 lead here as we go to the top of the fifth. Lucas Fisher still on the mound for Winslow. He'll be facing pinch hitter. (14-5) Lawrence, top of the fifth inning.
Leading off the top of the fifth inning for Lawrence, pinch hitter number 17, Braden Hebert.
Hitting for Giroux. Number 17, Braden Hebert steps in for Lawrence. Lawrence looking to get a run at 2. Hold off Winslow. Try to get the 10-run mercy. Swing and a miss by Hebert. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 quickly on Hebert. Oh, Hebert dances out of the way. Pitch ended up going behind him a little bit. That's 1-2. Nolan Owens waits on deck. Nolan's had a good day at the plate today. Hebert stays alive, nubs it foul, picked up in the on-deck circle by Owens. Count remains 1-2 on Hebert. Hebert hitting for the center fielder Giroux. Oh, that was close. Fisher wanted that one. It must have been just a little bit outside. 2-2 the count. Outside, count runs full. Hebert trying to come back from that quick 0-2 count. Work his way on base. Winslow defense straight away for Hebert. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nice job by Fisher to come back and get the strikeout. In steps Nolan Owens, who's had a nice day. Nolan has reached base 3 times. 2 hits and an error. Reached on an error in the second inning. Singled also in the second inning and singled again in the fourth. 1 out here, top of the fifth. Nivison Diamond and Winslow. Got a little bit of sunshine right now. It's kind of nice. Strike 1. 0-1 on Owens. Owens playing third base today for the Bulldogs. Strike 2. Quickly 0-2 on Owens. Fisher doing a nice job getting ahead of the hitters here in this inning. Just misses, just upstairs just a little bit. 1-2 the count on Owens. Ooh, that A almost hit him, and then B almost dropped in for a strike. Fisher's got a nice breaking ball. They had a good sharp break on it. Certainly not a hanger. 2-2 the count on Owens. Wow, I'm not sure where that one missed either. Maybe just a bit outside. My angle here isn't perfect. Count runs full on Owens. And ball 4. So Owens reaches for the 4th time.
Left field number 10, Cale Bolster.
It's going to bring up Cale Bolster. It's also going to bring a mound visit. Coach McGinnis making another switch. Nice job by Fisher. We'll see what we have defensively going on here. We're all looking over to the bullpen area to see somebody coming in. It looks like Balger's going to be doing the pitching, though, so Balger will move from third base onto the mound. We'll see what other defensive changes we could come up with here for you. As Isaac Balger takes his warm-up tosses here in the top of the 5th. Scores 14-5 Lawrence. We got 1 out. Nolan Owens at first base. We are going to have our work cut out for us, Gage, figuring out this. We got today's precision play of the game is going to be brought to you by Chase Toys. Chase Toys has only precision brands like Polaris ATVs, Skidoo snowmobiles, Lynx snowmobiles, Climb apparel, plus Toro and Husqvarna lawn and garden equipment. See what's available on the Thorndike Road in Unity or online at chasetoys.inc. They are our sponsors for the play of the game. The player of the game is sponsored by Hammond Lumber Company with 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Also online at hammondlumber.com. I would say if this score continues the way it is, we'd have to go with Trevor Pellerin. He's scored 5 times and has pitched so far a complete game. But we got a lot of baseball left. Who knows what's going to happen here? We're just going to say he's the leader in the clubhouse, just to use a little golf term. Play of the game, we could throw him in a hat. There's been a lot of them. We got Owens with a couple of hits. We got Pelletier with some big hits. We've got a lot of guys with the hits. We got Pellerin, who scored 5 runs, a couple of walks and a couple of hits. Hit batter.
Now pitching for Winslow number 10,
Hayden Lockhart's had a great day with a double, a couple singles.
third base, Braden Ellis.
We have options.
Fisher. And second base, Jason Tyler.
In steps Cale Bolster. Cale has walked, struck out, and single today. 1 out here in the 5th. Balger's pitch misses up and out just a little bit. It's 1-0 to Bolster. Nolan Owens at first base. Up and in. Ball 2. Oh, line drive right back at Balger, who throws to first. It gets the double play. And that's going to end the top of the 5th for the Bulldogs. Line shot back at Balger, who momentarily seemed a bit shocked and almost forgot to throw it to first, but he did have time to double off Owens. And the Bulldogs are dispatched of here in the top of the 5th. Score remains 14-5. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, Balger will lead off. It would be Balger, Failer, and Bragdon. Facing senior righty Trevor Pellerin, although it looks like we might have a pitching change as I see Pellerin trotting to left field. Yeah, we've got some changes. We got Jackson Dangler heading to do some catching. And looks like number 10, Cale Bolster, coming on to pitch. Number 2, Jackson Dangler takes over the catching duties. Pellerin will go to left. Well, the first warm-up pitch was not overly encouraging. Bolster warms up here as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Let's see what other defensive changes we're seeing here. Gabe Johnson. Not to be confused with my compadre up here in the booth, Gage Johnson. Gabe Johnson takes over at first base. It looks like Pelletier has exited the game. So I'm going to assume that he's in that spot in the order. Might be a dangerous assumption. And I'm writing it in ink, which is really not all that smart, but we can always cross it out later. So I'm assuming Gabe Johnson has gone in for Pelletier. He is playing first base. As Bolster takes his warm-up tosses as we head into the bottom of the fifth.
Bolster. Pitching number 2, Jackson Dangler. Playing left field, 11, Trevor Pellerin. At first base, number 34, Gabe Johnson.
Scores 14-5, so we go to the bottom of the fifth. Jackson Dangler with a throw down to second.
Bottom of the fifth inning for the Black Raiders. Pitcher number 23, Isaac Bulger.
So the Bulldogs have scored in every inning except for the fifth that we just played. That's a few times this year the Bulldogs have been tantalizingly close to putting it in position for a 10-run rule, but came up a little short. Pitch is inside on Bulger. Bulger has struck out twice today. So the line is complete on Pellerin. He threw 4 innings. Allowed 5 runs. Not all earned. Did a fine job on the mound throwing strikes, keeping the Bulldogs certainly happy with that. Foul ball by Bulger here. Nice swing by Bulger. 2-1 the count. Bulger is now the pitcher for Winslow. Up and in. 3-1 on Bulger. Swing and a miss. Back even. I think Dangler thought that was strike 3. A little wishful thinking. It is full on the pitcher, Bulger. Kicks and deals. That one is high and gets to the backstop. Bulger is content to remain at first base. Good hustle by Dangler. Leadoff walk for Bulger. Here in the bottom of the fifth. 14-5 Lawrence. Jason Filer in to hit. Struck out twice against Pellerin. Pellerin finishes the day with 6 strikeouts. Bulger leads off first. Bolster kicks and deals in the dirt. Ball 1. Infield straight away for the Bulldogs. And delivery. The runner's going. The base hit to right field by Filer, and that's all the way to third will go Bulger. And a well-executed hit and run. And runners now at first and third. Nobody out. And this Winslow team just keeps coming at you. There's no quitting them. Jacoby Bragdon wants to talk it over a little bit. Do a little strategizing here. Not sure exactly how that conversation went, but it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Bragdon. And number 22, Jackson Powell, will indeed come in and hit. So we have runners at first and third. And Bragdon had hits in his last 2 at-bats. Swing and a miss. The throw down to second. And they've got the runner at second. And in to score comes Bulger. So the Bulldogs trade the out for the run, which is certainly understandable, up by 8 runs. Nice throw by Jackson Dangler down to second. You work on those all spring, those first and third defensive plays. Depending on the situation, you have a variety of options. That one was a throw through, and it worked out well for the Bulldogs. They'll trade that run for an out at this point in the game. Count is 1-1 on the pinch hitter Powell. Inside 2-1. Bolster with a 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Check swing. He went. It's 2-2. One out here. Base is empty. Bottom of the fifth. 14-6 Lawrence. Just a bit high. Count runs full to Powell. Possibly a descendant of the great Boog Powell, if anyone's old enough to remember Boog Powell playing for the Baltimore Orioles way back in the day. I am certainly old enough, as Powell works the walk. He's probably not related to Boog Powell, because I don't think Boog Powell walked very much. I think he pretty much swung and either hit a home run or struck out. Ruthier Starkey in. He has reached on a fielder's choice and struck out looking. One out here at the bottom of the fifth with Powell on first. There's a strike from Bolster. Quickly ahead 0-1. Fairly brisk here now at Winslow High School. Temperature holding steady at about 54, but I don't think it really feels like 54 anymore. Swing and a miss. Oh, and 2 on on Ruthier Starkey. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. Bolster kicks and deals. Popped up. That's going to go out of play. Foul. Just missing a dog that's running out behind the dugout. A nice walking trail out here next to the baseball field. Oh, my dogs like it. Up and in. Ball 1. 1-2 on Ruthier Starkey. Popped up. Got room for Dangler, who quickly gets rid of the mask. Nice job by Dangler. There again with the back to the infield. It helps because that ball is spinning back that way. You want it spinning towards you and not away from you. So nice job by Dangler. Quickly dispatching of the mask and quickly getting back and locating that. That's not an easy play for the catcher, and that's where you like your pitcher to help you a little bit with the location of that pop-up. So nice job there. Second out. Pop out to the catcher, and that brings up Brandon Roderick, who has doubled sharply to center field and struck out looking. Pitch outside for ball 1. We have 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth with Ruthier Starkey at first base. Swing and a miss. Got Roderick to chase that high fastball. 1-1 to count. Pitch inside. Roderick dives out of the way. It's ball 2. 2-1 to count. The 2-1 delivery from Bolster. It's in for a strike. Even the count at 2-2. And the pitch, way ahead of it, fouled out into the woods by the walking trail. 2-2 remains your count. Braden Melvin waits on deck. Here's your 2-2 pitch. That's up. Count goes full. And your runner, Jackson Powell, will be off on this pitch. 3-2, 2 outs. Three-two pitch is up and away, ball 4. And Brandon Roderick draws the walk. Here we are, bottom of the 5th inning. Runners at first and second, 2 out, 14-6 Lawrence. Braden Melvin steps in. Pitch inside for a ball. 1-0 on Melvin. Winslow with 2 base runners. This Winslow team has been fighting all day with the ever dangerous Michael Lubier on deck, who's had a really nice day. Counts 1-0 on Melvin. The fly ball to the left is going to go foul out of the reach of Halloran, the left fielder, and Owens, the third baseman. Good hustle. Melvin stays alive. I, for the life of me, want to call him Bob Melvin, who played in the major leagues years ago. It is Braden Melvin. Forgive me if I call him Bob. That's just me being old and remembering Bob Melvin as a player. I believe he played for the Red Sox for a little while. Count is 1-1 on Braden Melvin. Bolster whirls and throws to second. Powell back in easily. 1-1 the count. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. On a very entertaining and eventful game here at Nivison Diamond today. Oh, I think that might have nicked him. Maybe not. It certainly looked like it. It is definitely a ball. Melvin looked at his elbow like it did nick him a little bit. In fact, I think he's confirming that it did. But we're playing on. There's a strike. Count goes to 2-2. Popped up. Anthony Almeida camped under it, puts it away for the 3rd out. And Melvin pops out to end the 5th. And after 5 complete, your score is Lawrence 14, Winslow 6. And we'll be right back here to Nivison Diamond shortly.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology. as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
And we are back. Scott Ballard and Gage Johnson here from the Chase Toys Incorporated broadcast booth as we move to the top of the 6th inning. And we're going to have Jackson Dangler leading off for the Bulldogs. This will be Dangler's first at bat of the day. Jackson's another sophomore with a lot of potential with Bulldogs, the young Bulldogs. There's a ground ball to short. It's going to be a tough play. Gets through. And we're going to give Dangler a hit on that one. Could have made the play, I guess. Tough backhand, but a ball that was hard hit by Dangler. Dangler plays some quarterback for the Lawrence football team. And in steps Pellerin. Pellerin's had a great day. He's scored 5 runs today. And pitched 4 innings. Takes ball 1. Trevor, the son of Lawrence basketball coach Jason Pellerin, who I had as a student many, many years ago. Just to prove how old I really am. Foul down the third base line by Pellerin, just a little bit ahead of it. I remember Jason Pellerin as a student and his buddy Troy Potter spending many hours in the room across the hall from me as a young teacher playing Pete Rose baseball on the old computers we had. Games back then weren't anywhere near obviously what they are now, but they certainly found that one entertaining. Was ball high to Pellerin, 2-1 the count. Popped up in the infield. Pitcher Bulger takes charge and dispatches of Pellerin here in the top of the 6th. That's F1. 1 out. Runner Dangler remains at first. Gabe Johnson steps in for his first at bat of the day and hitting for Pelletier. Playing first base. Ball 1. A little chill in the air now as we head towards close to 6 o'clock. Sun a little lower in the sky, a few more clouds, a little more breeze. Almost time to break out the jacket as the count goes to 2-0 on Gabe Johnson. Swing and a miss. 2-1. 2-1 the count on Johnson. Dangler leads at first base. Ground ball back to the pitcher, goes to first for the out. That's 1-3. 1-3 on the putout. Advancing to second is Dangler. We have 2 outs. Keontae Stevens going to pinch hit for Hayden Lockhart here in the 6th. 2 outs. So Keon Stevens in Lockhart's position. Top of the 6th, 2 outs, runner at second base. Lawrence leading by 8. Field foul. The right side, bouncing off the fencing of the Winslow dugout. 0-1 on Stevens. Stevens, another sophomore, and a sophomore-laden team. Keon's going to be an excellent football player. He gets hit by that pitch. He's a pretty rugged kid. Hopefully the ball's okay. going to put runners at first and second. 2 outs. Shortstop Dawson Moore steps into the box. Big lead for Keon at first. Not being held on. Strike one to Moore. So Stevens at first. Dangler at second are the runners. 2 outs here in the 6th. Ground ball to third. Bad hop. Goes to the shortstop. No play, though. That's going to be a bad hop single for Moore. Not much the third baseman could do with that. It was just a bad hop. Hit him off the shoulder. Kicked high into the air. It's one of those things that happens. Not much you could do about it. Anthony Almeida in. Anthony has been hit by a pitch, walked, singled, and struck out today. Balger gets the call on the outside part of the plate. Strike one. Balger whirls and fakes the throw to second to keep Stevens in check. Nobody there defensively, however. 0-1 the count. Bases full of Bulldogs. Popped up in the infield. And Balger, the pitcher, puts it away. And the Bulldogs are put down here in the 6th. The score will remain 14-6. Winslow will send the top of the order to the plate here as we progress to the bottom of the 6th. Gives me time to read a few of these ads. Reddington Fairview General Hospital is a local independent critical access hospital providing quality, comprehensive healthcare services. Located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan. Learn more at rfgh.net. Discover your next outdoor getaway at Two Rivers Campground, located along the scenic Kennebec River and Western Stream in Skowhegan. Adventure, relaxation, and great memories await. Start your journey at Two Rivers Campground. Visit us online or call 474-6482. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com. Post-game show a little bit later will be brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com. Jury's still out on our player of the game. It'll be sponsored today by Chase Toys. And also the player of the game yet to be determined. We still got some baseball left, and Winslow continues to claw their way back. Instant replay today brought to you by Dirigo Veterinary Care, intimate caring and cutting-edge facilities for all your pet care needs. Dirigo Veterinary Care, 14 Commons Drive in Waterville, right next door to Starbucks, or online at dirigovet.com. Bolster finishes his last warm-up toss. It goes to the backstop. Dangler gets a new ball and fires down to second, and we're ready for the bottom of the 6th. Mike Lubier's had a great day. He singled and doubled. Singled twice and doubled. In the bottom of the 6th. Done a fine job behind the plate as well. Bolster delivers. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball. Bolster. 0-1 the count. Well, it's defense straight away for Lubier. Another line drive. Center field. Over the head of Hebert. And a great day for Lubier continues as he doubles over the head of the center fielder Hebert as a leadoff double. And Mr. Lubier has had himself a day. He's 4 for 4. 2 doubles, 2 singles. Not a bad day's work. Not to mention all the work he's done behind the plate. Bolster's pitch misses inside. 1-0 to Fisher. Inside. Ball 2. Also loses the hat again. 2-0. Bottom of the 6th inning here in Winslow. Steady breeze all day long. 14-6 Lawrence. Fly ball to left. Right at Pellerin. Puts it away for the out. Holding at second is Lubier. And that is an F7 for Fisher. Fisher previously had singled, grounded to short, and got on an error. In steps Maxwell Corn fourth. He has grounded to short twice and flew to left. We got one out here in the bottom of the 6th. Football score, a couple touchdowns, a couple extra points for Lawrence. Touchdown for Winslow with a missed extra point, 14-6. Or 2 field goals maybe for Winslow. Want to know the count on Corn fourth. A strike from Bolster, 1-1. Lubier at second base. After his second double of the day, his 4th hit of the day. That's inside from Bolster. And the delivery. Fly ball to left. It might drop. It does. Pellerin got a glove on it, but it did drop in. Tough play for Pellerin on the run. And that ball did drop. And scurrying into second base is Corn fourth. It's a play that could have been made. It was a tough play. What do you call that? A single and an error. It looks easy to play outfield until you've actually tried it. And when you're running after a ball like that, the ball's bouncing up in the air as your feet move up and down. That was a tough play. And it does look easy as you're sitting in the bleachers, but that kind of play is not easy. The runners at second and third, one out. Chop to third, under the glove of Keon Stevens at third. Play at the plate. Pellerin's throw is a good one. Bang, bang play. He is out at the plate. Great throw from Pellerin. Nice job by Dangler getting the tag on. Throw down to second. Alertly by Dangler. A lot of action on that one. Lubier comes in to score. Gun down at the plate is Corn fourth. On the single by Balger. Or actually the error, E5 on that play. 14-7. So now it's 2 touchdowns against 1 touchdown with all the extra points made. See if Winslow goes to 2 if they tie it up here. That pitch gets to the backstop. Over to third. Goes Balger. Want to know the count on Filer, who is 1 for 3 on the day. Struck out twice and singled in his last at bat in the 5th. 14-7 Winslow looking for more. They have a runner at third base. 2 outs. Count is 1-0. Pitch misses, 2-0. It's a little bit outside. Strike at the knees on the outside part of the plate. 2-1 the count on Filer. Bottom of the 6th inning, 14-7 Lawrence. Strike 2. Nice pitch from Bolster. 2-2 you count. Up and in, just missing Filer. 3-2 is the count. 3-2, 2 outs. Oh, hit by the pitch. And Winslow, the scrappy Black Raider team, refuses to say die here. 14-7, 2 outs, runners at first and third. Jackson Dangler goes to the mound to try to calm down his battery mate. Telling him, let's just throw some strikes here. We got a big lead. We're not worried about the base runners. Let's just get the batter. I'm guessing it went something like that. Dangler gives the first and third signs. Dangler's got a good arm. I wouldn't be surprised to see if they threw through here, threw the ball all the way to second to try to get that out rather than a cut play. We'll see. We'll see if Winslow has a steal in mind. There he goes. Swing and a miss. And throw down. Nice throw by Dangler. Gets the base runner caught stealing. Again, Dangler does have a very good arm, so that will end that inning on the caught stealing. And at the end of 6 complete, your score is Lawrence 14, Winslow 7. And we'll be right back.
A fourth-generation family-owned business, Hammond Lumber Company is proud of 2 recent continuing traditions. For the 5th year in a row, Hammond was named one of the best places to work in Maine. And for the 3rd consecutive year, Hammond was selected as one of the best companies to work for by Business New Hampshire magazine. Find your opportunity to join the Hammond team at hammondlumber.com. Hammond Lumber Company, always striving to provide the best for their employees and their customers throughout Maine and New Hampshire.
Redington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Redington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net.
Welcome back to Nivison Diamond here in Winslow on a somewhat blustery, mixed bag kind of day. 14-7 Lawrence. We do have a final score in the softball game. It was Lawrence ended up winning 6-5. There was a bit of an incident with an umpire, so they did not play the last 2 innings. It was a 6-5 final, and we certainly send out our well wishes to the umpire, who apparently had a little bit of a medical incident. We're certainly not going to speculate, but certainly our best wishes are extended to him and make sure all is well. But Lawrence did end up winning the game 6-5. Here comes the sun at the top of the 7th. Braden Hebert will be leading off for the Bulldogs. He struck out last at bat. Foul back. 0-1 on Hebert. Here in the top of the 7th. Gained it a couple different times, flirted with being a mercy, but Winslow just kept chipping away and fighting and deserves a lot of credit for hanging around in this game. That's a swing and a miss. Balder's done a nice job in relief, keeping the Bulldogs scoreless over the last couple. Pitch goes behind Hebert. Just a bit inside. 1-2 the count. Nolan Owens waits on deck. Hebert chops it foul. Count remains 1-2. Again, Balder's done a nice job on the mound today. Lawrence has some bullpen action. It's like big Gabe Johnson warming up. We'll see if he comes on to pitch the 7th. Pitch misses 2-2 the count. Ball outside, 3-2 on Braden Hebert, number 17. Oh, a deep fly ball to left field. That ball is really well hit. One hops the fence, and Hebert chugging into second, on his way to third, and he will make it because the cutoff man is missed. Hebert with a bomb to left field. Nice piece of hitting. And Hebert all the way to third base on the drive to left field. Short hop the fence. Good piece. Runner at third base. Nobody out. Nolan Owens steps to the plate. Nolan's had a nice day. Reached on an error, a couple singles and a walk. Sharply hit the second. Bobbled by the second baseman. Still time. And gets him on a nice play by the first baseman, Cornforth, on the stretch and the scoop. The run does score. 4-3 on the out. Nice play by Cornforth at first base. Outstanding play. Run does score, making it 15-7. Cale Bolster has walked, struck out, singled on the day. One out here in the 7th. Takes strike one. Definitely a substantial drop in the temperature. Certainly feels that way anyway. As we sit here in the Chase Toys broadcast booth, high above Winslow's Nivison Diamond. Coach Pelletier retrieves the foul ball. It is 0-2 on Bolster. We had the torturous smell of hot dogs and onions tantalizing me all game. I'm down below as we sit above the concession stand. Something about the smell of hot dogs and onions. I do like to eat, and I'm really good at it. 1-2, you count. Ground ball sharply to third. Throw to first. Offline. Bolster has reached in, is heading to second. Makes it safely on the overthrow. Melvin's throw sailed wide, went to the fence. Bolster hustled into second base on the error, E5. So the Bulldogs have a runner at second with one out here in the top of the 7th. As we approach 2 hours and 10 minutes for this game, it's 6:10. We sit here. Hard ball hit to Melvin. I think, I thought he caught it, but he didn't. And he's safe at first. That looked like Melvin caught it, but he must have short hopped it as the umpire was right there. Melvin questioning. He feels like maybe he did catch it. But nope, they're going to not appeal. And that is going to be, we'll give him a hit because he did kind of hold it there. We're going to call that a hit for Dangler's second hit of the game. Whoops, messed up my scorebook again. My scorebook is a mess. The pitch is inside and low. Ball, and taking second base is Dangler. So the Bulldogs have runners at second, third, one out here in the 7th. I'm still trying to decipher my scorebook, so apologies for that. But Trevor Pellerin stepping into the box. Takes ball 2. Pellerin has had quite an eventful day. He scored 5 times. Popped up the pitcher last time up, but prior to that was pretty much unstoppable. Hit by a pitch, 3 walks and a single. Swing and a miss, or foul tipped. 2-1 the count on Pellerin. Lawrence looking to add a couple more here in the 7th. Runners at second, third, 1 out. Ground ball chopped back to the pitcher, who goes to the plate, and they're going to have a little pickle here. We're going to have a rundown. Jackson Dangler hung up in between. Throw to the plate. The tag is made, and Bolster is out at the plate. A lot to unpack right there. We had a chopper back to the plate. The pitcher went home with it. Dangler, the runner at second, went to third, but unfortunately, it was already occupied. So we had a little bit of an excitement there, but nice job by the shortstop cutting that throw off and firing to the plate for the out. So nice play by Balger to get the out. That's 2 outs. Score remains 15-7. Big Gabe Johnson stepping in here with 2 outs in the 7th. Ground ball up the hole between third and short. Here comes Dangler. He's going to score on the base hit by Johnson. So Gabe Johnson drives in a run. And in to score is Jackson Dangler. Score 16-7. Here comes Keon Stevens. Keon's played third base right now. Peeled foul. Dropped by the first base coach, Jevin Owens. Taught you better than that, Jevin. He did try to use 2 hands. Not sure exactly what happened. He'll tell us the wind took it a little bit, probably. 0-1 the count on Stevens. 16-7. Ball up. 1-1 the count. There's been a lot of action in this game today, including here in this inning. Another foul ball to right, fisted over towards the first base. Jevin Owens didn't even try for that one. I think he wanted to cut his losses. Jumped out of the way. Thinking perhaps that Cornforth might have had a shot at it, so he was doing the gentlemanly thing. 2 strikes on Keon Stevens. Again to the right side. Foul ball. The count remains 1-2. Keon has his eye on that right field line. Might want to think the Winslow would shade him that way a little bit more. Keon, the sophomore, playing third base. Ground ball to short. Under the glove of Balger. Excuse me, that's not Balger, that's Fisher. E6, Keon Stevens is on. And the 17th run scores. Ball gets away. We, again, a lot to unpack here. Somehow the ball got to the, I was writing down on my scorebook, so I'm not sure exactly how the ball did arrive, or it did. But the 17th run is scored. 17-7. And now it's 2 touchdowns and a field goal against a touchdown. The runners at second and third, Johnson and Stevens, respectively. In steps Dawson Moore, the shortstop, taking strike 1. Moore today has walked, flied to left. Struck out a couple times and singled. Couple ducks on the pond, as they say, for Moore, with 2 outs here in the 7th. Oh, like that might have been a bit outside, but Balger gets the call. 0-2 on Moore. Bright sunshine all of a sudden here at Nivison Diamond. And that's going to drop right center field. by Moore. Dawson Moore with a single, actually going for two. Gonna be a close play at second. No, it throws to the cutoff man. Dawson Moore is in with a double, 2-run double at that. So Johnson in the score along with Stevens.
Second baseman number 3, Anthony Almeida.
On the 2-run double by Moore, making your score 19-7. And there is no way anyone else would have any idea what my scorebook says right now. I'm not even sure I know what it says. Anthony Almeida steps to the plate. He's been hit by a pitch, walked, singled, struck out, and popped to the pitcher. 19-7, 2 outs in the 7th. Fly ball to right. Put away for the 3rd out. Almeida flies out to right to end the top of the 7th. And we'll head to the bottom of the 7th with 6, 7, 8 batters coming up in a 19-7 game. Again, there has been a tremendous amount of stuff happen in this baseball game. So we're gonna have some mulling over to do here as we think about player of the game and play of the game. There's a lot of choices. Epic View Studios has sponsorship space available for this broadcast. If you're looking to attract more customers, hire employees, or create awareness for your business, we can help. There are thousands of viewers just like you who watch sports here on Epic View Studios. Get your ad on TV. Call Brian at 207-631-8870 or email Brian at epicviewstudios.com. So Gabe Johnson strides to the hill. He'll be doing the pitching here in the bottom of the 7th. One hops his first warm-up toss. 19-7 Bulldogs. As we head to the bottom of the 7th. Not exactly a briskly paced game, but never lacked action, that's for sure. It's not like the pitchers were walking a lot of guys like you see sometimes in high school baseball, walks and errors. Not really. It's been a lot of hits. There have been some errors, but for the most part, some good ringing hits. I'd tell you how many, but I don't think I can decipher this well enough to do that right now. One mistake, one critical error was using a pen to do my scorebook today. That was a mistake. I'm also going to blame the distracting smell of the onions in the hot dogs. It's enough to make a man do some crazy things. Johnson's going to finish up his warm-up tosses as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Mangala fires down to second. Skips away. Backed up by Almeida, who throws it to left field, which is a little bit unusual. Ball safely returned to Johnson on the mound, and here we go with the bottom of the 7th. Got a pinch hitter Austin Parmelo for the Black Raiders. Here in the bottom of the 7th, 19-7 Lawrence. Austin Parmelo steps in for his first at bat of the day. Strike from Johnson. 1-1 to count on Parmelo. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Johnson's curveball stays outside and squirts to the backstop. Ball 2, 2-2. The count on Parmelo. Strike three. Got him looking. So Johnson records the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Cooper Ruthia-Starkey steps in. He has reached on a fielder's choice, struck out and popped his catcher. One out here in the bottom of the 7th. Fly ball to left. Bellerin puts it away for out number 2. Holds the glove up high so the umpire can see that he did catch that one. Had a little bit of adventure earlier. 2 down, which means I'm getting closer to have to figure out and unpack who's going to be our player of the game and the play of the game. Almost every player on the Lawrence team could make a bid. I do some part-time work at Lawrence High School, so I see a lot of these kids during the day, so they'll probably voice their opinion when I see them Monday morning. Because I'm going to make one person happy and 7 or 8 more will not be. Curveball that didn't curve goes behind Brandon Roderick. Roderick has double, struck out, and walked today. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Count is 1-1. Strike. Dangler's throw eludes Mr. Johnson on the mound. But the count is 1-2, so all is forgiven. Johnson kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. The ball gets away. Dangler gets an angle, fires to first, and that's going to do it here from Nivison Diamond. Final score is Lawrence 19, Winslow 7, in a game that was really a little bit closer than that. Lawrence would get a big lead, and to Winslow's credit, the young Black Raiders kept chipping away and making it interesting. So the post-game show today, brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire, and online at hammondlumber.com. So for anyone planning to come to a game here at Winslow High School soon here, they are telling the crowd they cannot park on the road here where they need access. The ambulance earlier for the incident that the softball team could not gain access to that area, so they're asking people not to park there. So today's Precision Play of the Game, brought to you by Chase Toys, has only precision brands like Polaris ATVs, Skidoo Snowmobiles, Lynx Snowmobiles, Climb Apparel, plus Toro and Husqvarna Lawn and Garden Equipment. See what's available on the Thorndike Road in Unity or online at chasetoyinc.com. I'm going to go with any number of things, but I'm going to take Jack Pelletier's double to left center field as our play of the game. Run scoring double in the 3rd when the game was still somewhat in doubt. And one hopped the base of the fence to kind of get things going for the Bulldogs. That is our precision play of the game today. Today's player of the game, Trevor Pellerin, had an interesting day, scoring 5 runs, also pitching 4 innings to earn the victory on the mound. So we're going to go with Trevor Pellerin as today's player of the game. The player of the game is sponsored by Hammond Lumber Company, 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire, and online at hammondlumber.com. So the Bulldogs get to 19-7 victory and move to 5-2 on the season. This young Black Raider, spunky Black Raider team, I would say, falls to 0-5. And your final score here from Nivison Diamond again, Lawrence 19, Winslow 7. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next time.
Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4600 4606 or visit cmautogroup.com. Chase Toys Inc., where sales and service are full throttle. Chase Toys Inc. is your one-stop shop for Toro zero-turn mowers. Large inventory of Toro zero-turn mowers are now in stock. Visit them at chasetoysinc.com. Like them on Facebook. Stop into their Thorndike Road location in Unity or call 948-5729.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
A fourth-generation family-owned business, Hammond Lumber Company is proud of two recent continuing traditions. For the fifth year in a row, Hammond was named one of the best places to work in Maine. And for the third consecutive year, Hammond was selected as one of the best companies to work for by Business New Hampshire magazine. Find your opportunity to join the Hammond team at hammondlumber.com. Hammond Lumber Company, always striving to provide the best for their employees and their customers throughout Maine and New Hampshire.
Reddington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Reddington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.